would you look at that? The new connecting rod and new crankshaft are both built. Now I am moving on to... Hello there. I'm remaking the crankshaft right now for the 3D printed gas engine right here. As you can see, well, I did print the crank, but it broke. These are not thick enough, so I was trying to sand it to make it smooth because all supports, but it broke, so we are remaking it. As you can see, a lot thicker. I'm also going to remake the connecting rod because it's not very good. It's going to break under the stress. As you can see, I probably should put bearings here, so I might. Also should probably make this front wall bigger, but this is already printed, and as you can see, that does flex a bit. But at least it's built. This is broke, so we are remaking it. Not a big deal, and that's done. Well, would you look at that? The new connecting rod and new crankshaft are both built. Now I am moving on to the piston up here because I need to make piston rings and bigger piston. Oh, here is the remade engine. As you can see, there's no more pinholes because I'm going to tap the holes instead. The exhaust and intake I might also swap to be able to do that, but I also haven't incorporated any of the stuff like the screws for like the electrodes for spark, so I will do that later. So in order to do it, I'm just going to drill holes first and then tap them. Also, if you look back here, there's these two pieces sticking off the flywheel here. That's because it is for the starting tool, which is this rectangle here. You have to make the spot so it can attach to the drill in order to be able to start this thing up, or even to see if it has any compression. So that means I will be getting rid of this oil pan, or keeping it for now. Keeping the dipstick, definitely. Everything in this entire engine has been remade though. So I'll see you guys eventually. So, I just finished the starting tool. Yes, that is a Lego axle because that fits in a drill like literally perfectly. I've changed the exhaust over to this 90-degree bend. We don't actually have to include this valve cover because we don't really need it. I just have it there to look cool. I'll figure out a belt tensioner once I make the belt for it. And the gears or sprockets for crank and top pulley. We'd probably need an oil drain on this somewhere. I might put one right here in the front, or actually on this side. That'd be perfect right here on this side. And sort of oil fill thing. I mean, we could do it through this little dipstick tube, but if we look in there, that is extremely small. So there's the engine though. We may change the head to be a little bit different depending on if the valves seal or not. Because currently, I'm not sure exactly how well these are going to seal. As you see, I did change the piston though. I also changed how long the connecting rod was. There's a little bit more room up top now, and there's part for an O-ring. I also changed the parts back here. Right there you can see. Change those, but if you look at the old one here, let's get these holes in it to hold the flywheel on, and I realized if flywheel's just going to spin on this. There's nothing actually holding the flywheel. These don't connect to the flywheel. That's just to hold the flywheel from going back and forth. So what I did was I took those old ones out and replaced it with this one big one right in the middle of the flywheel that goes through the crank and flywheel. But the starting tool is perfectly balanced and everything, so it should just spin the flywheel over. That's how we'll test compression and everything else. This should be how it looks once it's built. I will probably start printing the new oil pan, crank, and rods and everything tomorrow. Hopefully get screws tapped into these so I can bolt this whole thing up together to see if everything works. Good thing, we don't have to reuse or remake a dipstick. It is the exact same one. I did not remake that, and the block is the same too. Everything's the same except for I got rid of the little pins wherever the old oil pan is. There it is, across my room. Got these on it. I also made this front wall thicker on the new oil pan. It's the same as the back wall now. Same as this one back here. Or this one I meant. Probably should be about that, but it's the same as this up front now instead of this thin wall that bends. It's the thicker one that doesn't bend. Thankfully we can reuse the dipstick. Oh, I just realized something. The new oil pan right here, there's a curve there. The new oil pan does not have that curve there. It's cut off. Also, the connecting rod is a lot thicker. That's so I can tap holes into the side of it, over on this side, over here and over here, instead of, because the old one you would have had to glue together. This one you should be able to just put together easily. As you can see, it's got plenty of room for it if you use a small enough one. You might have to use 4 screws, depending on what I want. But that's all for right now, guys. Next episode, we will hopefully be printing this. Hopefully. Hey, I'm just saying, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe and click that bell.